Here is the Sweet William, and I've got some phlox here as well. And these were all the fall planted section right here. These were all planted in the fall. Then here I've got some feverfew with some peonies. Here's some more agrostemma that's looking kind of dry. And I've got some more bachelor buttons. These were planted in early spring. And then I've got some bupleurum here. And then down there is some bells of Ireland. And here I've got some larkspur. And then the green areas, these are dahlias that were planted and overwintered in the ground. And then I have some new varieties that I have just recently planted. Then we have just a few more Sweet William. And then here in the back is some foxglove. Here I've got just some smaller plants. We have some calendula there, some nigella that's barely coming up, some more sweet peas, and back here we have some snapdragons. And the rest of this is all pretty small. We've got some wheat, some more bells of Ireland. I think that is some no, that's chocolate lace flower. And the rest is just small things that are coming up. And then here I've just got a small section of some transplants. There's some orac, and they just are still small and still coming up. And here I've got to finish this bed. I need to mulch it. But this is some lisianthus and some eucalyptus. It's really hard to see that there's even anything in there, but there is. And then back here is our pond. And then here is the mint patch. This is the Moroccan mint. It's doing okay. Let me have a look here. It's probably, I wish it was a little bit longer. It's about 8 inches tall. So I'm still waiting on longer stems. It's being slow this year for some reason. But it's coming up good. It's just taken a while to really get some length on it. Then this is the shadier part of the garden, and this section definitely needs weeded, but I've got some Japanese painted ferns, some forget-me-nots, and over here in the shady area we've got some iris just starting to bloom, and then some Solomon seal, and some hellebores, some snow on the mountain, I think, geraniums, and then just some random hostas and ferns and hellebores. This is a smoke bush. I think it's called Golden Sprite, and I'm really excited for this to get big so I can start using some of the foliage. And behind there we've got some sweet autumn clematis. And here we've got some viburnum and another smoke bush. I love the color on this one. It's just called a purple smoke tree. Back here I've got a little bit of a shrub section, and here I've got a viburnum, or no, 9-bark, and then this is called a sand cherry, and then another 9-bark, and then this is called a serviceberry, and then down here this is a fig tree, and it got a little bit frosted, but this is year 3, so hopefully we might get some figs. And then this is a cherry tree, a little one. Forget the variety, but it was mowed last year, so overall it's doing pretty good. And here we've got lots of iris that are just starting to bloom, Japanese maple, and a very pretty bright green heuchera. Another one, I think this is a heucherella actually. These are a Japanese anemone that looks very pretty right about the time that school starts. So here we have a small section of the garden, And I have a little raised bed here, and inside we've got some purple passion asparagus. Now this is their first year, so I'm just going to let them do whatever they want. I'm not going to try to harvest any asparagus at this point. And then next in this bed, I have got 25, well actually probably 24. I don't know if this one is going to make it. I have one that's just not doing that great. I don't know if it will come back or not, but these are called jewel strawberries, and they are June bears, and they are just starting to get some flowers. And in the first year, you're supposed to pretty much pinch all of those off. And this is just so they produce good in year 2. But if I remember right, it gets really hard to keep up with them. And so you can let some go ahead and produce strawberries, but for the most part, you want to pinch them off in their first year. And then over here, I really don't have too much planted in the garden yet. I've got to get on this. Here I've got some Ruby Beauty, I believe, peas. And look, you can see it's actually already getting onto this little trellis. I just put this here last night, I'm not kidding, and it's already latched on. That's amazing. And then here I've got some radishes, and I got a cool variety of golden beets called Badger Flame. So looking forward to those popping up. And then here I have got a whole row of potatoes and onions, and they just go the whole way down. And I've got different varieties of potatoes in there. I've got some Yukon Golds, some red Pontiacs, and I even have some purple ones over here in the other garden. I had to come see this. I was shocked to see that I've already got some of the potatoes blooming. It's really early for them. It's actually the only one, I think. But it won't be too much longer. Looking forward to some potatoes this year. All the ones in storage have kind of shriveled up and they're starting to sprout. So I'm looking forward to some fresh new potatoes this year. And right now, if you get any organic at the store, it's I think 3 pounds for like $5.97. So that's another reason, if you saw the short I just put out, that another good reason to grow your own. And over here, the onions, I just did a double row. These onions are from a place called Dixondale Farms, and I have bought from them for easily the past 10 years. Really like them. It's a really great company. And here we have a variety called Purple Passion, I think. I got these a couple years ago. They're doing really good. Husband actually isn't crazy about purple potatoes, but I think they're really nice. And you can just barely see, but the stem here, this branch, it's purple. But yeah, the potatoes are deep purple and purple centers. And then there's not much really going on here. Here I've got some seedlings I've planted and a few transplants, but they're all very small and not much to see there. Here is where I've planted the sweet peas, and then here I have got the hyacinth bean ruby moon and the sweet peas. And then I've also planted some bells of Ireland, and I've did some pretty close spacing here. I had quite a few of these guys. And over here I have got some grapes. Got 3 varieties here. See, this one is Neptune, Somerset, and let me look over here. Reliance. There are these 3 varieties. thought I would try to get the bluebird coming in. She has some babies in there, and you can hear them, and she has been so busy, constantly flying in and out, feeding them. Here I've got a Shirley Temple peony. Then I have some Autumn Joy sedum coming up. And over there is some Centora. This area is what I call the Woodland area. And it just has some Japanese maples, a lot of iris, some ferns. And this was shaded, but we had 2 pecan trees in a really bad storm fall, and they were really big pecan trees. And look at this, I actually just saw this. Right there is some hellebore seeds that are ready to probably be scattered. And right here was actually where that big pecan was that fell. And so there's really not much here right now. This is what I think is the most beautiful iris I have. I have no idea on the variety. It was planted here when we moved in, but it is just so gorgeous. I love the colors on it. And this is one of my favorite trees right here. Not sure what kind it is, but it has the most beautiful flowers on it. Here is the Biplurum, and it's coming along slowly. Got some bigger ones there, and then these are the small kind of single stemmed ones that I like. Here is my cold frame with that huge plant. I'm not sure what it is coming up there. And then this is just a little tiny patch that I've just started. And this has got some Greek oregano and some silene blushing lanterns and some, this is an experimental plant. This is called betony, and it is supposed to be a replacement for tea, black tea in particular. So I thought this would be fun to try. And then here we've got some yarrow and some Greek oregano, some Biplurum, and some more Greek oregano. Here we have got, this is a kale that overwintered and it is going to seed, so I'm going to let that go ahead and do its thing, and these should make seed pods. And then here I just have some bachelor's buttons and some agrostemma. Those are looking really pretty right now. Here I've got a poppy blooming. This is just a volunteer that came up, and it is surrounded by some milkweed and some larkspur. Here I have got some orlea, and this is in my patch of the area where I just let go wild and reseed itself. Bye guys, and have a nice weekend.